Economics of Education. In this session, we are going to discuss 150 MCQ on economics of education. First question of this session is which branches of education have their own peculiar bodies of knowledge distinct from others? Option: sociology of education, psychology of education, philosophy of education, and all of the above. Answer of this question is all of the above. Next, what are some of the major components of economics? Options: financial economics, quantitative economics, industrial economics, all of the above. Answer of this question is all of the above. Next, what does economics study? Option: allocation of scarce resources, unlimited wants, production of goods and services, all of the above. Answer of this question is all of the above. Next, how is economics defined? Option: study of human relation, human behavior, study of history, study of the allocation of scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants, study of geography. Answer of this question is option C, that is study of allocation of scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants. Next, what is the process through which society transmit knowledge, skills, and values from one generation to another? Options: economics, sociology, education, psychology. Answer of this question is option C, that is education. What is the aim of economics of education? Options: to increase the cost of education, to ensure efficiency in the allocation and utilization of resources, to reduce educational quality, to increase political influence in education. Answer of this question is option B, that is to ensure efficiency in the allocation and utilization of resources. Next, early economists of education were more focused on options: educational issues, political issues, economic matters, social issues. Answer of this question is option C, that is economic matters. Next, what areas does economics of education cover in practice? Demand and supply of education, educational finance, cost quality relation, all of the above. Answer of this question is option D, that is all of the above. It means economics of education covers the practices of demand and supply of education, educational finance, cost quality relation. Next, why was there early neglect of economics in education? Options: education was seen as a non-productive investment. Donor did not consider education as an area of investment. Lack of comprehensive model for economic analysis of education, all of the above. Answer of this question is all of the above. It means economic of education neglected in early periods because it it means education was seen as a non-productive investment, as well as donors also thought that it is not an area of investment. Also, lack of comprehensive model for economic analysis of education uh, was there. Next, one justification for studying economics of education is options: the rising cost of education, decreasing cost of education, irrelevance to economic theory, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is the rising cost of education. Next, justification for studying economics of education is the need to match the type of education provided with. Option: economic needs, political needs, social needs, technological needs. Answer of this question is option A, that is economic need. Next, education as consumption is characterized by option economic benefit, non-economic benefit, political benefits, none of the above. Answer of this question is non-economic benefits, which is an example of education as consumption. Option, an engineer enrolling in a diploma program in social work, a student studying to get a better job, a person investing in educational stock, government funding education for economic development. Answer of this question is option A, that is an engineer enrolling it in a diploma program in social work. Next, in the context of education, what is demand? Options, the quantity of educational services that suppliers want to provide, the quantity of educational services that consumers are willing to purchase at a given price, the number of schools available, the number of teachers employed. Answer of this question is option B, that is the quantity of educational services that consumers are willing to purchase at a given price. Next question, what are determinant of demand for education? Options, price and complements, opportunity cost of children's time, income distribution among families, all of the above. Answer of this question is option D, that is all of the above. Next, what does the cost of education reflect? Options, real resources used in the production of educated individual, economic benefits of education, social benefits of education, political benefits of education. Answer of this question is option A, that is real resources used in the production of educated individual. Next, what is an example of an indirect cost in education? Tuition fees, books and stationery, income foregone by students, transport fare to school. Answer of this question is income foregone by students. This is an what is an example of an indirect cost in education? Indirect cost in education. Okay. What are private cost of education, also known as institutional cost, household cost, social cost, direct cost? Answer of this question is household cost. What is equilibrium price? That is PE. The price at which market demand is greater than market supply. The price at which market demand equals with market supply. The price at which market supply is greater than the market demand. None of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is the price at which market demand equals market with market supply. What causes disequilibrium in the educational market? Options, changes in the determinants of demand, changes in the supply of educational services, both A and B, neither A and neither nor B. Answer of this question is option C, that is both A and B. Next, social demand for education is influenced by options, social situation, political situations, economic situations, all of the above. Answer of this question is option D, that is all of the above. Next, what happens when social demand for education exceeds learning needs? Options, There is an abundance of resources, pressure on financial, human, and material resources, educational cost decreases, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is pressure on financial, human, and material resources. Next, how is education considered an investment? Option, when it improves one's capacity to produce more goods and services, when it produces only personal satisfaction, when it pursued for fun, none of the above. Answer for this question is option A, that is when it improves one's capacity to produce more goods and services. Next, why does governments invest in education? Options, to increase political influence, to develop human skill, knowledge, and expertise for economic development, to reduce economic productivity, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is to develop human skill, knowledge, and expertise for economic development. Next, in what way is education seen as an investment to an individual? Options, it enhances their earning capacity and income. It only provides personal satisfaction. It has no economic benefits. It reduces their productivity. Answer of this question is option A, that is it enhances their earning capacity and income. Next, what is a competitive market for private education characterized by option homogeneous output, influence individual buyers and sellers on price, lack of buyers and sellers, none of the above. Answer for this question is option A, that is homogeneous output. Next, which assumption is not fulfilled in the markets for educational services? Options, homogeneous output, all consumers can purchase at the given market price, all producer can sell at the given market price, none of the above. Answer of this question is option D, that is none of the above. It means uh, the given assumption are fulfilled in the market for educational services. Next, what does the supply curve for private education show? Options, the quantity of educational services demanded at different prices, the quantity of educational services supplied at different price, the equilibrium price and quantity, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is the quantity of educational services supplied at different price. Next, why is it difficult to provide a satisfactory measure of supply in education? Options, the product of education is often not tangible. Educational services vary widely in quality. Option A and B, neither A nor B. Answer of this question is option C, that is both A and B. What does human capital theory suggest? Option, education does not contribute to economic growth. Education plays a critical role in improving economic productivity and performance. Education has no economic benefit. Education is a non-productive investment. Answer of this question is option B, that is education plays a critical role in improving economic productivity and performance. Next, who developed the human capital theory? Adam Smith, Gary Becker, Karl Marx, John Keynes. Answer of this question is option B, that is Gary Becker. Next, return on investment. Returns on investment in education can be classified into option social return and individual return, financial returns and non-financial returns, short-term returns and long-term returns, none of the above. Answer of this question is answer A, that is social returns and individual returns. What is the difference between social returns and individual returns on investment in education? Options: social return benefit the society as a whole, individual returns benefit the individual. Social returns are immediate, individual returns are long term. Social returns are financial, individual returns are non financial. None of the above. Answer of this question is answer option A, that is social returns benefit the society as a whole, individual returns benefit individual returns benefit the individuals. Which of the following is an example of social return on education? Options: higher income for individual, increased national productivity, personal job satisfaction, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is increased national productivity. Next, what does equity in education imply? Options: equal opportunity for all individuals to receive education, equal educational outcomes for all individuals, same level of education for all individuals, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is equal opportunity for all individuals to receive education. Next, what is one major challenge to achieving equity in education? Options: economic disparities among families, political instability, natural disaster, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is economic disparities among families. Next, which policy can help promote equity in education? Option: differential tuition fees, scholarship for underprivileged students, privatization of education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is scholarship for underprivileged students. Next, what are the two major ways of financing education? Options: private financing and public financing, local financing and international financing, direct financing and indirect financing, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is private financing and public financing. Next, what is an example of public financing? What just a bit. Uh, what is an example of public financing of education? Option: tuition fees paid by a student, government funding of schools, donations from NGOs, private loans for education. Answer of this question is option B, that is government funding of schools. Next, which theoretical framework is often used to analyze the efficiency of resource allocation in education? Option: human capital theory, theory of demand and supply, cost benefit analysis, social capital theory. Answer of this question is option C, that is cost benefit analysis. Next, what is cost benefit analysis? A method to evaluate the economic efficiency of a project, a method to analyze political impacts on education, a method to determine social outcomes of education, a method to measure individual satisfaction from education. Answer of this question is option A, that is a method to evaluate economic efficiency of a project. Next, what are private costs in education? Options: cost borne by the individual and their family, cost borne by the government, cost borne by society, cost borne by the educational institution. Answer of this question is option A, that is cost borne by the individual and their families. Next, what are social costs in education? Options: cost borne by the government, cost borne by the society as a whole, cost borne by private investor, both A and B. Answer of this question is option D, that is both A and B. It means social costs are borne by government as well as society as a whole. Next, what does cost effectiveness analysis in education involves? Comparing the cost of different educational programs with their outcomes, measuring the financial returns of educational investment, analyzing the social benefits of education, determining the demand for education. Answer of this question is option A, that is comparing the cost of different educational programs with their outcomes. Next, why is cost effectiveness important in education? Options: to maximize the use of limited resources, to ensure equal distribution of educational resources, to enhance political stability, to reduce educational quality. Answer of this question is option A, that is to maximize the use of limited resources. Next, what is a positive externality of education? Options: higher crime rates, increased productivity and innovation, higher educational costs, economic inequalities. Answer of this question is option B, that is increased productivity and innovation. Next, what is a negative externality of education? Options: increased social cohesion, higher public spending on education, better health outcomes, higher crime rates. Answer of this question is option B, that is higher public spending on education. Next, what is one key difference between public and private education? Option: public education is funded by the government, private education is funded by individual and organizations. Public education is more expensive than private education. Private education has no externalities. Public education has no social benefits. Answer of this question is option A, that is public education is funded by government, whereas private education is funded by the individual and organization. Next, which type of education often has more diverse funding sources? Options: public education, private education, both have equal funding sources, neither has diverse funding resources. Sources. Answer of this question is option B, that is private education. Next, what does efficiency in education refers to? Options: minimizing cost while maximizing educational outcomes, providing education to the wealthiest individuals, reducing the quality of education to cut cost, increasing educational inequalities. Answer of this question is option A, that is minimizing cost while maximizing educational outcomes. Next, what is an example of improving efficiency in education? Options: increasing class sizes without reducing educational quality, decreasing teacher salaries, reducing educational resources, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is increasing class size without reducing educational quality. Next, what are the returns to education? Option: benefits gained from investing in education, cost incurred, incurred from investing in education, resources spent on education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is benefits gained from investing in education. Next, which type of return include increased earning and better job opportunities? Options: social returns, individual returns, private cost, public cost. Answer of this question is individual returns. Next, how does education contribute to economic development? Options: by reducing workforce skill, by enhancing workforce productivity and innovation, by increasing unemployment rates, by reducing investment in their sectors. Answer of this question is option B, that is by enhancing workforce productivity and innovations. Next, which of the following is a long-term economic benefit of education? Options: immediate financial return, sustained economic growth and development, short-term job satisfaction, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is sustained economic growth and development. Next, what does a cost benefit analysis in education typically compare? Option: the monetary and non-monetary monetary cost of education with its benefits, the social cost of education with its financial cost, the immediate cost of education with future cost, the political impact of education. Answer of this question is option A, that is the monetary and non-monetary cost of education within its benefits, which is a key component of conducting a cost benefit analysis in education. Option: estimating both direct and indirect cost, only considering financial cost, ignoring non-monetary benefits, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is estimating both direct and indirect cost. Next, why is education considered a public good? Options: because it is a non-rivalrous and non-excludable, because it only benefits individuals, because it is provided free of cost, because it is always funded by the government. Answer of this question is option A, that is because it is non-rivalrous and non-excludable. Next, which of the following is a characteristic of a public good? Options: it is excludable, it is rivalrous, it is non-excludable, or and non-rivalrous, it is provided only by the private sector. Answer of this question is option C, that is it is non-excludable and non-rivalrous. Next, what is market failure in education? Options: when the education market operates perfectly, when the education market fails to allocate resource efficiently, when there is excess supply of educational services, when there is excess demand for educational services. Answer of this question is option B, that is when the education market fails to allocate resource efficiently. Next, what is one cause of market failure in education? Options: positive externalities, imperfect information, both A and B, neither A or nor B. Answer of this question is option C, that is both A and B. What does education affect income distribution? Options: by reducing income inequalities, by increasing income inequalities, by having no impact, no income distribution, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by reducing income inequalities. Next, which of the following is a mechanism through which education can reduce income inequalities? Options: providing equal opportunity for all individuals, favoring the wealthy in educational access, increasing educational cost for the poor, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is providing equal opportunities for all individuals. Next, what is the role of educational policy in economic development? Options: to provide guidelines for increasing educational inequalities, to enhance the alignment between education and the labor market needs, to reduce educational opportunities, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is to enhance the alignment between education and labor market needs. Next, which policy can help bridge the gap between education and economic needs? Option: increasing educational taxes, strengthening strengthening vocational and technical education, reducing investment in education, none of the above. Answer of this question is strengthening vocational and technical education. Next, how does education influence social mobility? Options: by providing individuals with the skills needed to improve their socio-economic status, by increasing social immobility, by reducing access to job opportunities, by increasing social inequalities. Answer of this question is option A, that is by providing individuals with the skills needed to improve their socio-economic status. Next, what is an indicator of increased social mobility through education? Options: increased income disparities, higher level of educational attainment leading to better job opportunities, reduced employment rates, none of the above. Answer of this question is uh, increase in option A. Next question: global research on education economic. Which organization? Is there any? Mm, mm. Which organization is known for its global research on the economics of education? Option: World Bank, World Health Organization, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, International Monetary Funds. Answer of this question is option A, that is World Bank. What is a common international trend in education economics? Options: decreasing public investment in education, increasing emphasis on higher education and vocational training, reducing educational access for disadvantaged groups, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is increasing emphasis on higher education and vocational training. Which funding model involves contributing from both private and public sources? Option: public funding only, private funding only, mixed funding only, none of the above. Answer of this question is option C, that is mixed funding model. Next, what is a key advantages of mixed funding model in education? Options: it relies solely on government resources. It ensures diverse sources of funding and reduces dependency on one source. It increases educational cost. None of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is, it ensures diverse source of funding and reduces dependency on one source. Next, what is human capital theory in the context of education? Option: the idea that education contributes to an individual's skills and productivity, which in turn affects economic outcomes. The belief that education is a form of consumption rather than investment. The view that education has no impact on economic productivity. None of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is, the idea that education contributes to an individual's skills and productivity, which in turn affect social economic outcomes. Next, which of the following is considered an investment in human capital? Options: purchasing a new car, attending a professional development course, buying a real estate, saving money in a bank account. Answer of this question is option B, that is, attending a professional development course. Next, what does educational equity aim to achieve? Option: equal resources for all students regardless of their needs, equal opportunity for and outcomes for all students by addressing disparities and barriers, the same educational standards for all students, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is, equal opportunities and outcome for all students by addressing disparities and barriers. Next, which of the following strategies is used to promote educational equity? Option: implementing standardized testing for all students, providing additional support and resource to disadvantaged students, reducing funding for school in low income areas, increasing class sizes to accommodate more students. Answer of this question is option B, that is, providing additional support and resources to disadvantaged students. Next, how can technological advancement impact education economics? Options: by increasing the cost of education, by reducing access to educational resources, by enhancing the efficiency and the reach of educational delivery, by limiting educational opportunities. Answer of this question is option C, that is, by enhancing the efficiency and reach of educational delivery. Next, which technology is commonly used to improve educational outcomes? Option: virtual reality, social media, television, radio. Answer of this question is option A, that is, virtual reality. Next, what does the cost benefit ratio in education measure? Options: the total cost of educational program relative to their benefits, the proportion of students who graduate, the amount of funding allocated to education, the number of educational institutions. Answer of this question is option A, that is, the total cost of educational programs relative to their benefits. Next, a higher cost benefit ratio indicates option: higher cost relative to benefit, lower cost relative to benefits, equal cost and benefit, none of the above. Answer of this question: the lower cost relative to benefits. Next, How does education impact health outcomes? Options: education has no impact on health outcomes. Higher level of education are associated with better health outcomes. Education decreases access to health care. Education increases health risk. Answer of this question is option B, that is higher level of education are associated with better health outcomes. Next, which factor mediate their relationship between education and health? Option: income level, geographic location, age, gender. Answer of this question is option A, that is income level. Next, how does education contribute to gender equality? Options: by reinforcing traditional gender roles, by providing equal opportunities and reducing gender disparities, by limiting access to education for girls, by promoting gender based curricula. Answer of this question is option B, that is by providing equal opportunities and reducing gender disparities. Next, which strategy can effectively promote gender equality in education? Option: segregating classroom by gender, implementing gender sensitive policies and practices, reducing funding for girls' education, ignoring gender issues in the curriculum. Answer of this question is option B, that is implementing gender sensitive policies and practices. Next, what is the goal of education for sustainable development? Option: to promote sustainable practices, to encourage economic growth at the expense of the environment, to equip learners with the knowledge and skill needed to promote sustainability, to focus solely on environmental education. Answer of this question is option C, that is equip learners with knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainability. Next, which of the following is a key component of education for sustainable development? Options: ignoring social issues, promoting economic inequalities, integrating social, economic, and environmental dimensions, focusing only on economic growth. Answer of this question is option C, that is integrating social, economic, and environmental dimensions. Next, what is the concept of lifelong learning? Options: learning that is confined to formal education settings, the continuous acquisition of knowledge and skill throughout an individual's life, learning that stops after achieving a certain level of education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option B, that is the continuous acquisition of knowledge and skill throughout an individual lives. Next, which of the following supports lifelong learning? Option: limiting access to adult education program, encouraging continuous professional development, reducing opportunity for learning beyond formal education, discouraging learning after formal schooling. And answer of this question is option B, that is encouraging continuous professional development. Next, how can educational policies impact the economic of education? Options: by having no effect on educational outcomes, by determining funding, allocation, and resource distribution, by reducing the quality of education, by increasing educational inequalities. Answer of this question is option B, that is by determining funding, allocation, and resource distribution. Next, what is a critical aspect of effective educational policy. Options: ignoring stakeholder input, ensuring equitable access to quality education for all students, reducing funding for disadvantaged schools, promoting unequal resource distribution. Answer of this question is option B, that is ensuring equitable access to quality education for all students. Next, what is a major trend in global education? Option: decline in the use of technology, increasing privatization of education, decreasing focus on inclusive education, reducing access to higher education. Answer of this question is increasing privatization of education. Next, what is a significant challenge facing global education system today? Option: overburdens of funding, inequitable access to educational resource, lack of technological integration, excessive focus on vocational training. Answer of this question is option B, that is inequitable access to educational resources. Next, how does education influence employment outcomes? Options: education has no impact on employment. Higher education's level generally lead to better employment opportunities and higher earnings. Education reduces job opportunities. Education has a negative effect on employment. Answer of this question is option B, that is higher education levels generally leads to better employment opportunities and higher earnings. Next, which sector often benefits from a highly educated workforce? Options: unskilled labor, high-tech industries, manual labor, low wages wage service jobs. Answer of this question is high-tech industries. Next, what is a key advantage of digital learning? Options: limited accessibility, lack of interactivity, flexibility and convenience for learners, high cost of access. Answer of this question is option C, that is flexibility and convenience for learners. Next, which of the following is a challenge of digital learning? Options: enhancing student engagement, improving access to resources, digital divide and unequal access to technology, facilitating personalized learning. Answer of this question is option C, that is digital divide and unequal access to technology. Next, what is the primary goal of inclusive education? Option: to segregate student based on ability, to provide equal learning opportunities for all students regardless of their abilities and disabilities, to focus only on high achieving students, to limit access to education for students with disability. Answer of this question is option B, that is by providing equal learning opportunities for all students regardless of their abilities and disabilities. Which practice supports inclusive education? Options: excluding students with special needs from regular classrooms, providing additional support and accommodations for the students with disabilities, limiting resources for special education, ignoring individual learning needs. Answer of this question is option B, that is providing additional support and accommodations for students with disabilities. Next, how does education contribute to economic development? Options: by decreasing workforce skills, by reducing productivity, by enhancing human capital and increasing productivity, by limiting technological advancement. Answer of this question is option C, that is by enhancing human capital and increasing productivity. Next, what is a direct impact of education on a country's economic? Options: lower GDP, decreased innovation, higher employment rate, and improved economic growth, increased economic inequalities. Answer of this question is option C, that is higher employment rates and improved economic growth. Next, how does education affect economic inequality? Options: by reducing economic disparities through equal opportunities, by increasing economic inequalities, by having no impact on economic inequalities, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by reducing economic disparities through equal opportunities. Next, which policy can help reduce economic inequalities through education? Options: implementing inclusive and equitable education policies, increasing educational cost for disadvantaged groups, limiting access to quality education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is implementing inclusive and equitable education policies. Next, what is one common method of financing higher education? Option: government grant and scholarship, reducing educational opportunities, increasing educational fees, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is government grants and scholarships. Next, which of the following is a challenge in financing higher education? Options: rising tuition cost and student debt, reducing public spending on education, limited access to financing aid, all of the above. Answer of this question is all of the above. Next, what is educational equity? Options: ensuring all individuals have fair access to quality education, providing education only to the wealthy, limiting educational opportunity for disadvantaged groups, none of the above. Answer of this question is an option A, that is ensuring all individuals have fair access to quality education. Next, why is educational equity important for economic development? Options: it promotes social inclusion and economic growth. It increases educational cost. It limits access to quality education, none of the above. Answer of this question is it promotes social inclusion and economic growth. What is human capital? Options: the skills, knowledge, and experience possessed by individuals, physical resources used in education, financial investment in education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is the skill, knowledge, and experience possessed by individuals. Next, how does education contribute to human capital formation? Options: by providing individual with the necessary skills and knowledge, by reducing skill development, by limiting access to education, none of the above. Answer of this question is by providing individuals with the necessary skill and knowledge. How does education foster innovation? Options: by encouraging creative thinking and problem solving skill, by reducing interest in innovation, by limiting access to technological resources, none of the above. Answer of this question is by encouraging creative thinking and problem solving skills. Which educational approach is crucial for promoting innovation? Options: emphasizing STEAM education, reducing focus on creative subjects, limiting access to innovative resources, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is emphasizing STEAM education. What is the relationship between education and economic productivity? Options: higher education level are associated with increased economic productivity. Higher education level reduce economic productivity. Education has no impact on economic productivity. None of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is higher education level are associated with increased economic productivity. Next, which factor contributes to the positive impact of education on economic productivity? Options: skilled and knowledgeable workforce, limited educational resources, high student teacher ratios, none of the above. Answer of this question is skilled and knowledgeable workforce. What are the economic benefits of education? Options: increased learning and better job opportunities, higher educational cost, reduce economic growth, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is increased earning and better job opportunities. Next, which of the following is a social benefit of education? Option: improved health outcomes, higher crime rates, increased social inequalities, none of the above. Answer of this question is an option A, that is improved health outcomes. How does education contribute to economic diversification? Option: by providing a broad range of skills and knowledge, by limiting workforce skills, by reducing economic opportunities, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by providing a broad range of skills and knowledge. Next, which type of education is important for economic diversification? Options: vocational and technical education, limited skill training, reducing educational access, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is vocational and technical education. Next, what is the focus of economics of education research? Options: the relationship between education and economic outcomes, reducing educational quality, limiting access to education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is the relationship between education and economic outcomes. Which method is commonly used in economics of education research? Options: cost benefit analysis, reducing educational investment, increase educational fees, none of the above. Answer of this question is cost benefit analysis. What is the role of education in economic policy? Options: to promote economic growth and development, to limit economic opportunities, to reduce educational quality, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is to promote economic growth and development. Next, which policy can help integrate education with economic needs? Options: strengthening vocational and technical education, reducing educational resources, limiting access to higher education, none of the above. Option A, that is strengthening vocational and technical education. Next, what are educational investment? Options: financial resource allocated to education, reducing educational opportunities, increasing educational cost, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is financial resources allocated to education. Which of the following is a benefit of educational investment? Option: enhanced human capital and economic growth, reduced educational quality, increased income inequality, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is enhanced human capital and economic growth. How does technological integration impact education? By enhancing learning experiences and outcomes, by reducing educational quality, by limiting access to educational resources, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by enhancing learning experiences and outcomes. Next, which technology is particularly influential in education? Option: information and communication technology, limited technological resources, reducing digital literacy, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is information and communication technology. What is adult education? Educational progress aimed at adults, education for children only, reducing educational access for adults, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is educational programs aimed at adults. Which of the following is a benefit of adult education? Option: improved employment opportunities and economic productivity, reduce job prospects, limiting economic growth, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is improve employment opportunity and economic productivity. What is the economic impact of education reform? Option: potential to improve economic productivity and growth, reducing educational opportunities, limiting access to education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is potential to improve economic productivity and growth. Next, which area is often targeted by economic education reforms to enhance economic outcomes? Options: curriculum development and teacher training, reducing educational resources, limiting student enrollment, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is curriculum development and teacher training. What is vocational education? Option: education focused on practical skill and trades, education solely for academic purposes, reducing skill training, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is education focused on practical skill and trades. Next, which of the following is a common method for financing vocational education? Option: government funding, industry partnerships, reducing investment in vocational programs, limiting access to vocational training, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is government funding and industry partnership. Next, how does educational attainment affect labor market outcomes? Option: higher educational attainment. I think this is already covered. Which of the following is a factor that can influence labor market outcomes based on educational attainment? Answer of this question is option A, that is industry demand and job market trend. What is economic mobility? Answer of this question is the ability. Option of this question is the ability of individual to improve their economic status over time, the decrease in economic opportunities for individual, the stability of economic status without change, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is the ability of individual to improve their economic status over time. Next, how does education contribute to economic mobility? Option: by providing individuals with skill and knowledge that enhance their earning potential, by limiting access to educational opportunities, by increasing barriers to economic advancement, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by providing individual with skill and knowledge that enhance their earning potential. Next, how does education impact global economic competitiveness? Option: by developing a skilled workforce that can compete in the global market, by reducing investment in education, by limiting access to international markets, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by developing a skilled workforce that can compete in the global market. Which educational strategy can enhance a country's global economic competitiveness? Option: promoting STEAM education and international collaboration, reducing access to higher education, limiting investment in technological advancement, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is promoting STEAM education and international collaborations. Next, what role does education play in economic policy formulation? Option: providing evidence and insight to design policies that promote economic growth and development, reducing focus on economic policies, limiting the role of education in policymaking, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is providing evidence and insights to design policies that promote economic growth and development. Which aspect of education is important for effective economic policy formulation? Options: debt on educational outcome and their economic impact, reduced access to education, limited educational research, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is educational outcome and their economic impacts. Next, how does education influence entrepreneurship? Option: by providing knowledge and skill necessary for starting and managing businesses, by reducing access to entrepreneurial resources, by limiting opportunity for innovation, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by providing knowledge and skill necessary for starting and managing businesses. What type of education particularly beneficial for aspiring entrepreneurs? Option: business and management education, limited skill training, reducing access to entrepreneurial resources, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is business and management education. Next, what is meant by the quality of education in economic term? Options: the effectiveness of educational system in producing skilled and knowledgeable individuals, the reduction in educational resources, the limitation of educational access, none of the above. Answer of this question is the effectiveness of educational investment or educational system in producing skilled and knowledgeable individual. Next, which factor is crucial for maintaining high educational quality? Option: investment in teacher training and curriculum development, reducing funding for educational programs, limiting access to quality resources, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is investing in teacher training and curriculum development. Next, how does education affect labor market demand? Option: by aligning the skills of the workforce with the needs of employer, by reducing skill development, by limiting job market opportunities, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by aligning the skill of the workforce with the needs of employers. Which educational approach can help address labor market demand? Option: offering vocational training and career focused education, reducing investment in skill development, limiting access to career counseling, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is offering vocational training and career focused education. Next, what is economic resilience? The ability of an economy to recover from shock and maintain stability. The reduction in economic stability, the limitation of economic recovery, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is the ability of an economy to recover from shocks and maintain stability. How does education contribute to the economic resilience? Options: by equipping individuals with skill to adapt to changing economic conditions, by reducing access to educational resources, by limiting skill development opportunities, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by equipping individuals with skills to adapt to changing economic conditions. Next, how does education impact income equality? Options: by providing individuals with opportunities to earn higher incomes and reduce income disparities, by increasing income inequalities, by limiting access to job opportunities, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by providing individuals with opportunities to earn higher incomes and reduce income disparities. Which policy can help promote income equality through education? Options: implementing policies that ensure equal access to quality education for all, increasing educational cost for disadvantaged groups, reducing investment in educational programs, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is implementing policies that ensure equal access to quality education for all. What is the role of education in sustainable development? Options: by providing knowledge and skills to address environmental and social challenges, by reducing focus on sustainability issues, by limiting educational opportunities related to sustainable practices, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is by providing knowledge and skills to address environmental and social challenges. Next, which educational approach supports sustainable development? Option: integrating environmental and social issues into the curriculum, reducing emphasis on sustainability in education, limiting access to environmental education, none of the above. Answer of this question is option A, that is integrating environmental and social issues into the curriculum.